We are rolling. How to sell anything to anyone, and we are starting now. So let me tell you a bit about me. For years, my mom and I have been selling items online through an online marketplace. And in terms of selling, I've learned a fortune dealing with customers on a daily basis, dealing with issues about color, size, jewelry boxes, kitchen equipment, baking trays, and cleavers. So I know exactly what it is that makes items sell and exactly what it is that can get you to make more sales. And I've been doing this for a long time. Now recently I've started selling products on my own, second-hand stuff. So not only do I understand how to sell, but I can explain to you what the psychology is between a woman and a man. Let me get into it now. So let's look at a woman versus a man. Because before we sell anything, we need to actually take a look at this. Now, no other research has been done on different demographics and different cultures in the specific nature that I'm going to tell you, which is why it is man and woman. If you have an issue with it, I apologize, it's just the research. Interestingly, men are very direct when they shop. They go in with their list. We need to get A, B, and C. Shoes, a tennis racket, and a soccer ball. And that is it. We go in. Now, interestingly, with men, if there's a long line, they just leave. They don't have any time to waste. They go in for the kill, they get their shoes, the tennis racket, and the soccer ball, and then pop, they leave. But women, on the other hand, are a bit different. Women, on the other hand, don't like to go in for the kill. They like to go in and chat with the supervisor or chat with the sales manager, maybe the sales consultant, which might be you. And they want to be taken on a journey. They don't want to just go in they don't want to find out the route first and then get in. They want to go on a journey, which explains why women love shopping. You ever heard that women will shop till they drop or spend all their money? It's because they like to go on a journey. They start from one side of the shop in center, not just the shop, and they'll walk around and they'll go to the shoe aisle and they'll go to the jewelry and the bags, and after an hour and a half, maybe they end up buying a couple things. And that's an interesting psychological difference. So then you need to know who you're dealing with. If you're dealing with men, you need to make sure all the information is there. If you're selling shoes, like I'm selling these formal loafers, and all sorts of second-hand shoes to men, I need to actually pay more cognizance to the fact that that listing description has to say, the material, this is genuine leather. What size? This is a UK 7 shoe. Where does it come from? This is Italian made. This is a Filipino shoe. This is a this is a Thailand shoe. I'm saying where it's made, which country it's made. This is made in Mauritius. It needs all of these things. It needs to be black, or it's brown, or it's tan, or it's cream color. I need to give all that information. So if you're selling to a man, and once he comes in, don't be afraid to info bomb. Don't be afraid to say, look, sir, I understand you want to buy this car, but let me tell you all the models. This is called the Porsche, this is called the Carrera, this is called the Boxer. Tell him, because he wants to know the information so that he can make an accurate decision and buy. He'll say, oh, I'll get the Carrera. Fine, so is that going to be red, blue, or yellow seats? Red seats. There you go, now you just sold the Carrera. Couple $100,000. When it comes to women, on the other hand, I design the product listings in a different way. Because with women, I need to make it as if it's an adventure. So, for example, I was selling lingerie sets, kind of like for sleeping and going, nightwear. And it was a bra and panty set. But instead of putting the size there and just saying all the information and bombing the person with information, I decided to withhold a few things. And slowly but surely, I started getting offers for those items because the women were interested. Oh, what color is it? What is the design? And that would have been an even better feature to ramp up. Not even going as far as to not even include what pattern it is. Just to say, women's lingerie night set. And leave it up to their own imagination. And if they're curious about the color, the style, or what material, they can let me know. And that also initiates a conversation, thus generating a lead. That's the first important thing when it comes to sales. And there's a second thing which comes to sales, and I've learned it from another thing. So my dad has quite a good business, and I've learned from the sales managers there an interesting lesson I'm about to tell you now. So what happens is, sometimes you get lucky and you make a sale, right? You just get lucky. You don't know what you did, you don't know what happened. So this isn't just making the sale, this is what you do after the sale. And all throughout. The concept is called providing value. Now there's a guy who makes videos about how to sell online. And he says that your offering needs to be 10x the value that you provide when it's paid for as compared to free. But the point is here, volume is not important. You don't have to get 100,000 leads. You maybe need 1 or 2 leads that you provide value. The guy comes into your shop, right? You don't know that he's going to buy anything. But what you do is you keep him close Hey sir, would you like a coffee? Spend time on everyone who comes in. Every single lead is precious, everyone is gold. But deliver 10x the value, especially when they're paying. So what I learned from those sales managers is that the customer comes in, hi sir, can we get you a cold drink? Would you like to have a chocolate? Whatever you want, they will get it organized. For their customers, they even take the customers out for lunch. The paying customers, they take them out for lunch. Just to say thank you, just to provide extra value. And once they've done that, once they've gone the extra mile, once they've taken the clients out for lunch and gotten them gifts and gotten them a bottle of wine and done everything and done due diligence to make them a coffee and care for them, and they've provided value, that's when you go in for the kill and do something called a referral. That's what's taken my father's business to the next level. It's not just a case of doing good service and relying on word of mouth to win the lottery that your business will succeed because of that. No, the one step that you need to take action on this is you need to ask for a referral. Apologies. That is the thing that you are missing. Because even if you've made sales, and I'm going to get my pen here again, if you don't ask someone who you've done a good job for, who you've cared for, who you've taken care of, you've done good value, if you don't ask them if they have another friend, another cousin or a brother who needs your service, then you're missing out. At a time when I was younger, I was seriously big into hustling. And I became so desperate that I actually took spray paint, black and white spray paint, and I went from house to house in my entire neighborhood trying to paint something called a driveway number. Now, if you live in the States or you live anywhere in South Africa, you'll understand exactly what it, even in the UK, you'll understand that every single house has a number to it. Oh, this house is 95, this house is, 193, or whatever the story is. So what I did was I went from house to house. And what happened was, I did a great job. I made sure to measure it out. I would neaten it up and make sure that there was a nice white canvas and that the letters were nice and large and legible, that they had all been balanced out. And I did a really, really good job. And unfortunately, even though I did literally 5 orders of it and each one paid me 300 Rand, which is about $25. So 3, 6, 9, 12... 18. Does that mean no? It doesn't make sense. 3 times 5, 1,500 Rand. 1,500 Rand is like $100. It's a lot of money for a child who's only 12 or 13. But there was one crucial mistake that I made. I could have easily doubled, if not tripled, my business. Because every time doing such a good job, I could have said, ma'am, I'm so happy that I did number 55. I'm so happy that I did your driveway. Do you have a friend or a cousin, someone that you know who I can actually do the same job for? And if I did that, I would have immediately doubled my business. So let's go back to the example. Remember how we said that we need to provide as much value as possible. It all ties in together. Because imagine that guy came into your own dealership or something that you were selling the Porsche, and you made him coffee and you showed him, we're talking about the guy here, yes, you want red, blue or green seats. You helped him find the decision and you made that decision and you actually bought a car because you made the decision clear and easy for him, a path for him to follow. Well now, instead of making one sale making a couple $100 grand, you can double it and make 2, 3, 400 grand just on one single car. So let's go back now and analyze what's just happened. I've shown you that if you want to sell more, you've got to focus on providing value. But you also got to go in for the kill and ask for a referral. That's how you sell anything to anyone. And it's not necessarily a case of speaking so well or knowing what to say. Sometimes it's just a numbers game. Sometimes just a case like me. I just went from house to house to house, knocking. And I'll tell you something interesting. Whenever it was a house that never opened for me, I never made a sale. But whenever it was someone who opened the door, I knew for a fact that I was going to do a driveway and I was going to make 300 Rand. Maybe $20, $25. Which is an interesting thing in sales. Same thing with the online shop. Okay, putting the photos there, get a few likes, it's nothing. But when someone initiates and says, here's my offer, I'll pay you 105 Rand for the shoe, they will most likely buy it. So when you get initiated, that is the best lead. And those are the people you've got to take care of. When I get online orders and people message me, oh, what color is this? How are the heels? Is it a wedge heel? Blah, blah, blah. Asking questions about the clothing and the shoes. I make an effort to provide value by answering quickly, getting their questions, taking more photos, and overall being friendly as a salesman. And not coming across as someone who tries to scam them, but rather coming across as someone trying to help them solve their problems. That's how you can sell anything to anyone. I guarantee it. Let me know what your success was like. I know the stuff works.